Welcome to the Simon Townsend podcast here on Radio Nova. Simon Townsend, a fab solo artist in his own right, also a touring member of his brother's band, The Who.
Doing some promo for my tour and The Who's tour, and
What's the worst question you've been asked and that I never ever should ask somebody like yourself?
Oh, what's it like being Pete Townsend's brother?
All right, to start then, Simon, what's it like being Pete Townsend's brother?
It's good.
You last played a big gig with Roger in Marley Park. That was Tommy.
You know what was very memorable about that for me was I was so amazed at how young the Irish crowd were, the Dublin crowd, and then the fact that while we started the show, and I was, the music on Tommy, some of it is hits, like you've got Pimple Wizard as a hit, but a lot of it is quite dark in some respects. It's certainly not commercial. Maybe melodic, but I was listening and on stage, and while we were playing I could hear an echo and I just didn't know what I was hearing, and it was the kids singing along with nearly every single word of the show. I think particularly in Ireland, because it's such a music-loving place, I think what actually happened is the music transcended. I think the kids heard it through their parents listening.
Of course.
And I really, that's all I can think to explain how the experience. It was remarkable, and that's why I'm really determined to get over to Dublin and play my own shows now.
You did. You were in there recently at the Village with Bruce Foxton. I didn't get up that night.
Absolutely,
now,
yeah.
I was talking to Bruce the night before the show. We had him on the radio here, and he was very much looking forward to you being a part of that night as well. Fantastic
night, and it was really successful. We had a great after-show party as well, which was very memorable.
Excellent. Rub it in.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, I need to reach out to this crowd because they were so appreciative of my music and my lyrics, and that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that are serious about their music and appreciate an artist, and the crowds there are fantastic.
Whelan's is a great venue for that. The Village was fabulous as well for what you guys were doing. But yeah, definitely you've got to pop over this way a bit more. When the Who stuff quietens down, have you got some downtime? I know you're doing an awful lot of dates in between the Who stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing my own tour in between, starting in Glasgow on the 13th. But the Who tour kicks off on the 8th at the O2, as you know, and in Dublin, and we're rehearsing there as well, which is a coup.
Where do you rehearse then for that?
I don't know.
Let's tell all the fans.
I can't do that, but we're rehearsing there, and it's going to be really exciting in that respect.
So how far in advance then do you get to come in?
A couple of days rehearsals we're doing, because we're pretty much up to speed on Quadrophenia. We've been performing it now for a few months. We've been in the States with it, and it's pretty well-oiled machine, actually.
What have those numbers been like in the States? Have they been good shows?
Yeah, everything's sold out everywhere, and I mean the reviews have been 10 out of 10 everywhere, 5 out of 5. I mean, really quite extraordinary. I think it's the addition of clever footage, film, and syncopation between the band and film to get Roger and Keith Moon involved in the show. And it's done is it's brought those two back to life, and the audience really...
John and Keith, right, I'm with you, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Done it with Keith Moon, the original drummer and bass player.
Yes. Okay, that's kind of special. Now I'm totally intrigued as to how that's been working.
Yeah, well, it's been working incredibly well, actually. It did never without a flaw, so yeah, brilliant.
Oh, and what about you then? Obviously, you love being a part of The Who and going on the road with them and being a part of that huge entourage. But do you like then to strip it back and do your own thing? Or
do you know what? I'm quite lucky at the moment. I've just come off the road doing touring for nearly 2 months, doing solo acoustic. I play mandolin, 12-string acoustic. I have a guitar tech with me and a tour manager, and we toured Canada with Supporting Heart, and I did shows across America. I did shows in the UK when I got back. It's a really cool, easy little outfit. The three of us just jump in one car and we're away. And, we're selling a lot of CDs and getting the music out there, which is what it's all about for me, is to get out there and get my name out there. And I also have the pleasure of jumping up with The Who with a full stack, choose whatever gear I want, whatever guitars I want, flying a jet with those guys, that's... when I'm on my own
it's
tour,
chalk and cheese, isn't it? It's chalk and cheese.
Yeah, when I'm on my own tour, I often stay in the travel lodge. So but I'm not, I'm not affected. I think, it'd be easy for someone to look at me saying Pete Townsend's brother. I bet he's affected in some way. But I'm very grounded. I've been in this business for. I started writing when I was sort of 8 years old, right through, that's all I ever did, and the music was all I ever was interested in. So being on stage and being able to play in clubs, playing my own music, it's awesome, and then playing with The Who, God, that's one of my favourite bands, so I'm very lucky.
What were you writing about when you were 8 years of age?
Girls, probably.
Jesus, good going at 8.
I wrote a song when I was about 12 called When I'm a Man, which could have been a hit. I was singing about all the things I'll do when I'm a man. And another song, the B-side was called I Wonder Who She'll Be, and it was like, I wonder who she'll be, the girl that I marry.
Wow. Will
she be the perfect one for me? Will she be fair or dark? Will she have a loving spark that lights a glow in the morning sun, that sort of thing.
That's excellent.
I wonder who she'll be. I had records
Have you found her?
on Warner Brothers at the age of about 14, and I'm quite glad they weren't hits, to be honest, now.
Have you found her?
Yeah, I found her years ago, Janie, my wife Janie.
Oh, excellent.
We're still together now, yeah.
Excellent. It does. You mentioned there about not being affected, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. Do you think Pete is a bit affected? Do you think Roger could be a bit affected, or anything?
I think anyone who, I have my own theories about people who get to that level of fame. Be it your artists or whatever, politicians, anyone. I think you've got to be quite sort of hard and not be the easiest or the nicest person in the world to get on with. You've got to be opinionated and sort of self-righteous, and that's how you get forward, by stepping on people a little bit. I do believe that. I'm very nice. I try to be very civil and nice to people, and probably sometimes that will play against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it might hurt you in the long run. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, I think people that get to that level, they are quite sort of different.
And driven.
Yeah.
And driven.
Yeah, driven.
Yeah, big time. Well, listen, man, we are looking forward to seeing you popping back with The Who. That's June 8th at the O2. And also, do definitely, as we spoke about there, come in and do some solo stuff.
Yeah, well, Whelan's is definitely on the cards.
Great.
I mean, I spent some time there and I love it there.
Excellent.
And I met all the people who run the place. So, that's something that's very likely going to happen later in the year.
Great. Well, give us a shout when that's happening and we'll talk then again.
And I'll come and see you and I'll play you a song.